Why, hello there. Welcome back to another week of SC2 AI Assembly. Let's code an AI bot together. This week, I'm Drekken, and man, it's been a week. I can't believe it's been a week. It's been like a hot minute. We're working on our micro bot, putting that bot together. We've been doing some mob programming. I've talked to you about this before, and so those of you in the membership, we're coding this bot together. Today I'm by myself. It's okay. I haven't pinged anybody yet. I don't know if we can get Dog Tata or Mind Me, but we'll see if they pop up into the chat, and then I'll ping them to come in. But we're working more on this micro bot, making it happen. And so I won't go into too much because we want to actually have a short stream today, so we're not gonna kill it too long with all the talks and stuff. I'm sure you can understand that it right, yeah, we gotta get this going, right? To get this bot going, we're gonna have to jump right into it. And I'll do my regular spiel. A regular spiel is that here on my program, we're coding a bot together that wins. And so you guys out there on the stream are a part of the mob. You're going to help do some you're going to help do some code review overseeing and make sure we're going. If I get anyone join us from the community, we're going to work on doing navigator pilot switching. If not, I'll be here by myself. It's okay. You're here with me. You're watching the VOD. If you remember correctly, we're working on the microbot. This week, I'm actually wondering if I left myself some notes. I have a vague idea because we were working on concave. Yes, concave was the core thing that we're working on. And though if you don't know how StarCraft 2, how concave works, concave essentially is the bot forming into a semicircle, which is kind of have the maximum radius. Now, bot owners, what bot makers currently do concave is they actually set up in a predetermined space and they move out. And I am not a fan of that because that's not how human StarCraft 2 players move. So I actually would like to emulate that ability to make the units move like human StarCraft 2 players. I guess what I've been struggling a lot with is it inefficient to try to replicate human StarCraft 2 players versus just using the bot's capabilities? And I've struggled with that. I struggled with that last time. I really struggled with it because obviously when humans play against the bots, they still win. So just having that superhuman capabilities is not enough. At the same time, giving yourself the artificial handicap of playing like a human may not be the most efficient. So I actually kind of struggled with that because obviously the bot creators can actually do a semicircle already formed and move out, right? That is an advantageous thing that bots can do. And the humans who make concave, they make the concave the way they do because there is an inherent inability to move units individually, right? They just can't do that. People can't do that. So they kind of work with the game's natural engine to make the semicircle by forming up and moving the mouse in a certain way. That's a little bit of a challenge, right? To even replicate that's actually a bit of a challenge. And so I actually may not be best served by trying to replicate how humans actually do a concave. But one thing, and then let's see if I can share this with you. There's one thing I was studying concaves, and I want to share this. Let's see if I can just pop it up without being problematic. Oh, I don't have the... Oh, okay. I had a video here, and I thought it would be cool to watch it together. So there's an actual interesting movement in how concaves work, because the way the concaves work in, let me just find it and then I'll just show it to you, because I think it's better for me to show you guys the I think how concaves work, they are very fascinating in their design. You know, let's try this video. I don't know if this video is the one I'm looking for, but it's like 7 minutes. Maybe this is not the right video. Let's watch it together, and we'll see if it's the actual video. Like, you can still learn something for it, because like humans, concaves did not change very often over the course of StarCraft history. Okay. We'll take off the, we don't need the volume. And so if you can actually, we'll see, you'll see how the concaves work, and like, we'll see if we can actually code this, but watch. Yeah, it was the printf video. It was a printf video. But in the printf video, the printf had the units going down a corridor. So this is an open space, which is what the micro ladder is built off of. So this might be interesting to see. Let's see how this works. And so like, oh, this video's taking forever. Let's speed up here. So yeah, look at that. So they kind of split the units. This is how I've always seen concaves. You split the units, and then, if I remember correctly, you kind of move the units in the middle to the back, right? You kind of select the units to the middle and the back, and the effect of that is you pull the you end up pulling the enemy into the concave. You bait them into it, and I don't think bot authors are thinking about that. They're not trying to code against that, and I think that could be interesting. So let's take a look at this again, or for the first time. Let's look at this. Oh, maybe this is not it. Hold on. Oh, I guess he's just showing. Oh, he's just showing what it looks like if you don't do a concave. So this is a non-concave. This is you just attack into a person, or you attack into a regular person, like an army, and you do that. And now he's gonna show you what happens when you do concave. So, oh, look, it's like a little bit of a separation. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Tell me that's not fucking cool. Huh? Look at this game's so fucking cool sometimes. Oh my god. Look at that. See that, guys? Did you see that? Look at that. Look at the difference. Hopefully you guys could see that. I mean, like, coding that would be fascinating if we could do that. It doesn't really look that hard if you think about it. Like, they just sort of split it up, the units, into kind of like a little even. Like, surely we could code this, right? Like, they just coded it, they just kind of put them in. And so it's different how most bot authors, and Rasper is probably the first one, and SharkBot are the bots that come to my mind when it comes to this, is they will put them in a preordained semicircle, and kind of move out that way. But if you look here, it's kind of like, it kind of encloses, right? There's kind of like an enclosing happening here in this method. You kind of create this like enclosure. Wish I had a marker, because I'd like to draw on this. Would be kind of cool. That you kind of enclose the enemy in. Now, I don't know if it's because you make the front out first. There's a little bit of StarCraft mechanics in here. Now, a regular human is not going to walk into this. Like, a regular human will not walk into this. Like, it's just like absolutely silly. No human player would walk into this willingly, but a bot would walk into this. A bot would walk into this for sure, until someone codes it otherwise. But a lot of bots, I think, would just walk right into this and like not think twice. So I think the secret to this, though, is the distance. And maybe I'll have to listen to the audio of the video to kind of figure it out. But the distance of the actual the bottom units are maybe a little bit further away. Hey, is that Kubi, like finger in Japanese. Kubi. Hello, Kubi. So it could be that the actual units that need to be coded are further away from the. Okay, there's kind of like this, like, it's very fascinating. Now, this works with roaches. Whether or not, like, we're using a series of multiple different units, so we can we'll obviously, like, we'll pull it up and we'll see what we're looking at. We'll just drop this for a second. I think the things we're going to have to deal with when it comes to how we handle it is that we not all the combinations of units are going to be not all the combinations of units are going to have maybe the best units for concave. Like, there's a reason why in Zerg versus Zerg, it's all about your concave. Like, it literally is. If you're doing, well, maybe not, I don't know so much anymore, but it used to be, if you're doing roaches, you know, going all roaches. Oh, this is full screen. I need to unfull screen this. I just took over my entire. Oop. There we go. You know, you got all roaches, and so there's no roaches, and so I still think there is a value to doing concaves, even if it's not all the same type of units. I think Marines are still gonna be. It's like, obviously Marines here in a concave would work really well. The thing is, though, you have to do two things, right? You have to bait. Like, what do you do though? See, because, like, I think you need to have a certain unit count to make a concave effective. I don't know why these guys aren't stutter stepping from the start. I'll have to look into that. That's something we have to look into, because we're not stutter stepping. Like, why they should be stutter stepping immediately, so that has to be oh, I think I have it. It has a certain amount of HP, then they stutter step. Okay, we'll have to, like, explore that in a second. For example, we probably only want to do concaves on melee units, right? You don't want to do a concave on the not cyclones. You don't want to do concave on my brain just froze. What was that unit called? Hellions. You don't want to do concaves with Hellions. You don't want to do concaves with siege tanks. Like, that is no good, no bueno. Okay, first of all, let's find out why those units are not stutter stepping. Let's dive in. It's funny, after a week, to do fix the implementation because formation.py isn't. Oh, okay, I know why that's doing that. I got that. What other to-dos do I have? To-do. Change health percentage if it's being targeted. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. This is where the problem is. So we immediately have it that I have it as a health percentage is when you do stutter step, and I guess we should actually have it is if the unit is being targeted, then it needs to stutter step. And so that might mean that we need to find. And then you also, I think it's stutters you want to do if it's being targeted and its weapons and the weapon is on cooldown, if I recall. It's cooldown and if it's being targeted. So let's see if I can hunt down the information that will tell me. That's going to be in Python SE2, if I remember correctly. That's a Python SE2 thing. Kubi, can you tell me, have you made a bot before? Are you bot making? Are you interested in making a bot? Tell me about you. I have not seen you around here. Let's talk about making some StarCraft 2 bots. Let's find out though first. Unit. Some of the unit properties. This, unfortunately for me, I guess, You know, I'd like to say that unfortunately the ability to the documentation of, I think, Python SE2 has gotten worse. Even though it looks better, I feel like it's gotten worse personally. But let's see if I can pop this on the screen so you can also see this thing. Is this perfect? All right. Let's go through some of these before. Let's see if we can find facing. No, it's not facing. Targeted. Closer than. Is it unit? Oh, I think it's unit. Build, calculate damage. Can attack. Here we go. Can attack. Can be attacked. Checks if the unit is revealed or cloaked, therefore can be attacked. That's an interesting. I don't know really when I might use that. Facing. Returns the direction the unit is facing. Nope. Footpad radius. Gather. There's a lot of interesting things in this API sometimes. Has reactor. Health. Is armor. Is active. Is blip. Is burrowed. Is cloaked. Is enemy. Is facing. Checks if the unit is facing the target unit. If make angle error. No. It's hallucination. This is odd that you can check. Returns true if the unit is your own hallucination. Oh, I see. Interesting. That could be useful one day. Is idle, is light, is massive, is mechanical, is memory, is mine, is mineral field, is on screen, is powered, is ready, is repairing, is revealed, is selected, unit is currently selected, is snapshot, is structure. I thought there was if it was being attacked or targeted. That's what we need. You know what? I'm going to throw this in the chat. If anyone wants to look this up while I'm looking up and you see it, you can do it along with me. Haskell. Oh my goodness. You're like Xena. I believe Xena is the only Haskell bot. Haskell. If you haven't yet, Kubi, you should join my newsletter where I keep everyone updated on things that on what's going on in bot world that I've discovered and learned. Though I actually mainly focus on Python, and hopefully C++ is my next on my roadmap. So Python and C++. What is my, is it exclamation mark newsletter? What is the exclamation newsletter? Please tell me that's the right thing. Okay, so weapons ready. So I can check if the weapon's being fired, which is good. Returns the time until it can fire again. So we could do either weapons cooldown or weapons ready. Okay. I will need to give me a sec. I actually I want to drop the newsletter in here, but for whatever reason, what bot is this again? Oh my god, bots in my entire life, and I can't remember the name of the bot. But Streamlabs bot. I don't know why exclamation mark newsletter did not work. Maybe the spot has gone to sleep. Where is the cloud bot? Commands. Interesting. I only have one for the template. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to add it for the newsletter. So that's interesting. You know what? I'll just link to it for now in the chat, and then I'll make a. Trying to remember where the newsletter. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Whoops, wrong. My brain is frozen. Found it. Perfect. All right, let's drop this in the chat. Oh, my chat has disappeared. No bueno. That's the newsletter. And I essentially kind of give updates, bi-weekly updates on kind of the progress of this bot, and then also kind of things I've learned in bot making, and then also updates on obviously ProBots when ProBots comes back. I hope that's actually the link, because okay, I clicked it. It is work. Now I will create a exclamation mark newsletter, and then it'll say something like, sorry guys, I'm actually just typing out this newsletter thing while we're going. You know, I'm just gonna leave it as a link right now, and then I'll actually make it more fancy later, because I want to get this, make some more progress. Join newsletter, and then we'll just test to make sure it works. This is not the final words that will be there. Newsletter, and hopefully that works. Little bot. Okay, perfect. Oh my god, it has like 1,001 things. Okay, well, maybe that's not what I wanted it to do. All right, now it's fixed. All right, let's continue. So we were actually looking at a second ago. All right. So we were looking for the ability to know if the unit, if it was being attacked. So we did find that we have weapons ready and weapons cooldown, so that's simple enough. We could also probably just guess and see if we get something right. Like, let's try to guess. Let's say something like unit dot is targeted. Nope, that's not right. Is health, max health. So we could say max health. We could say like if not max health. So we could say if not max health and unit is on cooldown, stutter step, which would work too. It'd be a little bit of a little janky workaround. I'm not necessarily against that idea. I'm not against the idea. Why would a unit need to be powered by a pylon? Interesting. I don't know why that's useful. is on screen, is moving. Yeah, I guess actually that might be our only option. Checks if the unit is facing the target. Oh, what if there's a Eris framework thing? I'm gonna put it like, maybe we can have something with the Eris framework. Is there something that for units to check? No. Okay. I didn't think so. It would just use Python SC2 anyways. So it's detector. Is carrying minuscule, is biological. Interesting. Is detected by a sensor tower. There's some interesting stuff in here. I know, like they're like fringe cases, but so yeah, returns a maximum health a unit. Does not include shields. Interesting. Returns a percentage health of the unit. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to. Oh, maybe there's a Scython thing that would help. Actually, bring that back. Let's see if Eris has a. So actually check if Eris has a Scython extension. Maybe there is. Oh, here's it. It says like, check if the unit is ready to attack the target. So this could be useful. Okay, we could do that. Takes into account the turn rate and unit speed. That could be useful. Okay, maybe this might be what we want to do. Adjust movement formation. What's this? This idea functions out which unit we want at the front of to absorb damage. This absorbs returning a dictionary containing tags. Oh, this is cool. Don't use this when combat is already active. Will probably lead to anti-micro. Use this while moving across the map pre-combat. Wow. This is useful for my other bots. And actually this bot. This could be really useful. Or would maybe want to save this. Is facing, returns, get turn speed. Pick enemy target. What is the controls of obtaining distance? Interesting. Towards gets position. No, that's not gonna work. I'll put this in here too if you guys want to go through it and maybe you see something I don't. I'm gonna drop this in the chat. Sorted. What is unit utils? What does this do? Actually don't know what that does. Oh, look at that. Okay. Points below. Checks the grid. Okay, nope. That's not what we need. Translate point along. Not something we need. I wonder how Rasper used some of these. Because usually I'm guessing he has these as like part of his use cases. I'd be very curious to see how he used them. General utils. That won't do what we need it to do. Okay, so I guess we're gonna just have to go the health route. Pick enemy target. Okay. Let's just go the health route, I guess. And maybe use attack ready as well. How does this say attack ready? So AI, check if the unit is ready to attack the target. Takes into account turn rate and unit speed. Not sure how you'd use it in an if statement. Let's just keep it simple because I can't. Let's see if we can do a search and say facing. Let's say target. Calculate damage versus target. Interesting. Yeah, you know, here's the thing though. I just realized we do want it to be taking damage, right? We want it to be inability to cast range. Is there a damage? Bonus damage. Calculate damage. Damage. Bonus damage. Okay. Let's just say no longer. So that's max health. So let's say like shield and health percentage is less than 1. Yeah, let's do that. So let's say let's use what I had before. So it's usable. Let's say shield and health percentage. Is less than 1, and unit. Is it cooldown? What are we looking for? Cooldown? Is it cooldown? It's at the bottom. Weapon cooldown returns the time until the unit can fire. Returns -1 for units that can't attack. If weapon unit is 0. We want it to be able to attack, right? So we're gonna want to say something like, well, I just realized I had the thing turned off, so you couldn't even see what I was looking at. Okay, well, that's okay. I found what we need. So let's say unit shield health percentage less than 1, and unit cooldown. Weapon cooldown is less than 1. Is that the number? Is 1 mean cooldown? Couldn't we just do a weapon ready? Maybe we can just do weapon ready, right? Weapon is ready to be fired. So it's like, is not weapon ready? Like, I don't see what the difference between one of these is. If unit cooldown is less than 1, is less than 0. So we something like less than 0. So I don't know why you wouldn't so it's like, and unit cooldown is less than 0. So this should actually do it. But I don't know why you wouldn't just use weapons ready. You know, if weapons not ready, maybe it doesn't make a difference. But I don't see why you would want to. I guess it's just an option, right? You can choose between weapons ready. So I might say not weapons ready. Unit shields health percentage less than 1, and units cooldown is 0. So this should work a lot better. It should be actually a lot more efficient. We should actually be seeing a lot more of an efficient stutter step. Oh my god, we just got wrecked though. Okay, that was good. What I don't understand is why we just got like wrecked. That was weird. Wow, we still lost. Maybe I got something. They look like it's more efficient stutter stepping. It looks more efficient, but like the results look worse. Returns the time until the... Oh, maybe it returns a time. Let's try weapons ready. I think maybe weapons ready. And not unit dot weapon. Weapons ready. Checks if the weapon is ready to be fired. So perhaps this should do. Is there any... Can we do anything with stutter step back? Can we like change it? So we use the grid. Does the target kite via pathing is true? Do we have to turn the kite via pathing on? Kite via using pathing value for grid must be value. Must be thing. It says default true, so I guess it's fine. Shoot a target if possible, else move back. Or maybe... Let's try this. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's maybe it's the else that's screwing this up. Maybe we don't want an else. So maybe it's interfering. There's no reason, if we're stutter stepping, there's no reason why. Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna get rid of the else. So I think the attack is actually making the stutter step worse. Okay, these are good results. Okay, these results are looking better. Okay, these results are looking healthier. Well, this part doesn't matter, but yeah, this is looking healthier. Yeah, we're winning with a lot more. I think I'm gonna get rid of the attack anyways, though. So I think the attack is causing the stutter step to end faster than it should. Yeah, it looks like the attack function is forcing the units to attack early. So we're gonna get rid of the attack. Because we lost one of those and we should never have lost. So let's kind of like do this. Oops, that is not the right thing. And this should do it. I think if we get rid of the attack, it should actually be a cleaner stutter step. Because I think the attack is forcing the stutter step to move too cut this starter step in half, and we're not getting the results we're looking for. Okay. Kubi, can you tell me more about your bot? I'm curious. Tell me about your bot. Ah, that's looking a lot better. We're looking at... Yeah, okay, this is looking better. Okay. So it was that. What happened here? Weird. No one's moving. Oh, because I don't have an attack in there. Got it. I see. Okay, so we got a bit of a problem. So we were actually, it wasn't doing too bad up until like a moment ago. No, that's actually not weird because it should actually do it should do this. So if something's wrong here. Something is actually off. This should actually be... Yeah, something's off. Hold on. Something's in weird. Okay. So for squad and bio, let's do a little bit of analysis here. So if no enemy exists, do a move group. My logic's messed up here. I just realized there's something weird with this logic, because I just realized this is outside of my if statement, and I don't know why. Why is this outside? When did I do this? Oh, how did I get this all screwed up? Okay, let's just do a quick follow through line by line. If not enemy. So which is actually not the case, because there is no enemy. There will always be an enemy. So maybe we should actually not have this as the use case. It shouldn't be if not enemy, because there will always be an enemy, and so it'll never hit this. See, like, let's say print. Let's see if this gets used. I'm guessing it doesn't. We should say if there's no enemy near. If there's no close enemy. If not close enemy. Which is probably the best way to go. If not close enemy. Yeah, see? Doesn't do it. Oh, snap. It did do it. Yeah, it's not consistent though. So we might have to just use if not close enemy. So it was Long story long. I started C++ as is my primary lang and implemented some simple cannon rush, extended the SC2 API bit, did some meta programming experiments, then paused. What is meta programming? So we actually should use if enemies are nearby but at a safe distance. When did this happen? So this got a little messed up. Oh, this was to deploy the concave that didn't actually end up working. So if nearby enemies, oh, we have a bunch of like code that's not. Okay, we have a lot of code here that's not working. After discovering the reactive programming paradigm, started a new API project, but it failed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. We actually have a really, this is really complicated and not, and maybe I'll just cut this down. Okay, let's actually take this. Oh, I see. Okay, we're just gonna actually do this, and we'll rebuild the concave stuff. The concave stuff is not working yet, so we're gonna actually get this working, and then we're gonna take this, move this to the top. We're actually gonna throw out all our stuff with we'd actually throw in all this extra stuff here. Haskell. I am not familiar with Haskell personally. Oh, what did I get rid of? Where's nearby enemies defined? Nearby, okay, there we go. There we go. So let's say, let's move this out. And just say in this here. So we'll say nearby enemies is that. And then let's just rebuild this. So if not, or we can just do an if and then else this just as group formation. So we can just be like if nearby enemies. Oh, this is yeah, okay. We'll kind of retool this. We'll rework this. Like, we'll say if meta programming, it's C++ feature that allows to perform computations during compile time, so you can implement SC2 domain-specific language on top of it. Okay, all right. We'll actually make this the if, and I mean else. So if nearby enemies, or Unit and bio unit. So this meta programming, I'll have to look into that. I'm curious. I'm always very curious at these things. I guess I have to decide what nearby. Oh, you know what? I just realized this actually kind of doesn't work out as I thought, because what do nearby? Okay. I messed up a bit. Go back a bit. I actually messed up because I forgot we need to keep them as a squad first. What we want this to be is you know what, let's just let our AI to handle this. This is not actually, we don't need Sonnet for this. We can just use 4.1 is fine. So it's there is nearby units to the squad. A move group to target. Else the individual behavior. Of stutter stepping. If shield health percentage less than 1 and not unit weapons ready. I'll simplify my logic here. Do I accept hints? Sure. Yeah, why not? Yeah, you know what? You're here coding with me, so let's of course, let's take some hints. I'm just trying to get this simplified though. If not enemies, units, group formation. Yeah, but I don't want to do enemy units. This actually has to be close enemy units. If not enemy units, else bio units in the squad. Something broke here. That's because that actually is not how you do register combat maneuver, so that broke. I'll fix that in a sec. Register information. I have to really kind of simplify this. It's turned into a big gobbledygook. So the not enemies units is not going to work at the end of the day because the enemies are always visible. So this actually won't be what I need to do. I should probably put them in a bio. I should actually put them in bio. I should put them in a squad first. And then if the enemies are near, break them out of the squad. Maybe that's actually the where we're running into a problem. Oh, it's gotten so complicated. Okay. I may have got myself turned into a knot a bit. I don't know how I ended up making it so complicated. Well, at least this is right though, but the rest of it got a little complicated. Okay, I'm gonna actually restore it and actually rework it again, because I think I may have messed up my logic a bit. Let's restore these changes. Let's try this again. Okay, let's kind of work this through. Okay, so this is actually for the bio units. If bio units, I may have actually changed the wrong thing. I haven't tried yet, but on the video unit formed almost perfect circle. So if it's possible to take the circle equation and position units. So that's what I have here in this formations here. But before I get formations done, I actually need to fix the stutter step logic, because my stutter step logic is actually causing a problem. So you can see I actually started working on formations here. It's not correctly working. And right now my stutter step logic is causing problems. And I've kind of got lost in my code, which is the problem I'm dealing with right now. 4 squads and nearby units, right? This is right. If nearby units, okay. So this is for bio. Maybe I need to step back a little bit. Stutter. Okay, so here it is. This needs to get changed. Here, this needs to get changed. Yeah, so I actually do have formations for the angles and the circles. It's not working, it's broken. But before that, the stutter step logic is causing them to be suboptimal. So this actually might work because I think what happened last time is I forgot to change. Again, though, the fact that there's not enemy units is not accurate. It's not going to work properly because I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. But because they can always see there will never not be not enemy units. So it'll always be false. It'll always be false. Though it hasn't really seemed to stop. It hasn't seemed to stop the bot from moving to the center, but overall, this should actually stop the suboptimal stuff. Oh yeah, okay. So it did work. Okay, now they're not moving suboptimally. There we go. Here we go. Now now it's working. All right, these are the results we were looking for. These are the results. Okay, now it's working. Okay, for what that I don't know why that didn't work. That was weird. Oh, it did work. They just stutter stepped into each other. That was bad. So they can't stutter step. So that's actually a real problem that we have to consider. That they actually cannot stutter step. They cannot stutter step when they're in like a group. It's like you can't stutter step like because okay, so that's a problem. Yeah, I guess I didn't really consider that. So what's happening, what we're actually witnessing is right, because we have it, is that they only stutter step if they're damaged. What ends up happening is, oh God. So what ends up happening is a unit comes to attack the unit in the front and it tries to stutter step, but it can't stutter step because the unit behind it is not stutter stepping because it's not damaged. And because it's not damaged, it stands there and it's like keeping the unit from stutter stepping. Now, this might not be a problem, obviously, if we spread out the units, they're going to be free to not cluster up. And so that may not be a problem if we think about it like that. That's not a big deal. Because if they're not clustered up, then that's not a problem. So maybe we can be okay with that and just be like, okay, if we're not clustered up, then that's not a big deal. If they're as a group, they will need to stutter step as a group, which is a thing. They can stutter stepping as a group as a thing, and it's not as efficient as stutter stepping individually. So we could be like, okay, if you're not using your formation and you're moving as a group, then stutter step as a group. But if you are separated, then stutter step. Man, this can get fucking complicated if we let it. I'm gonna keep it simple though, because I don't like being too complicated. So we do it. See, we have stutter step group. So what we would like to do though, I can say this is fixed. I'll say that's fixed because this works. It just doesn't like it. We just run into a problem if it's too crowded. If there's no room to, if there's nowhere to stutter step, it won't stutter step. But if we fix our concave problem, then but I think it's safe now. We can probably go work on the concave itself and see if we can get them to go into a formation. And then actually, if we can have that Scython or Scythian, I don't know the best pronunciation. See, yeah, look at that. See, when they're spread out, it works really well. Yeah, when they're spread out, it works really, 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 really well. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Like so beautiful and efficient. So when they're spread out, so if they get attacked by melee units, so the way this could be solved is if they're not in a formation. So what we could do is if we didn't do the formation, if they moved out in not a formation or whatever, they will stutter step as a group. Because as a group, it's fine. Jesus. That was actually really bad. Jesus. So what we could do is, if they're in a formation, stutter step as a group. So if they're not in formation, stutter step in the group. If they're in a formation, and let's go through what we got here. Did we import formation.py? Oh, we did. Let's bring in the where is the one where we can see it moving out in its own? Where is the one? Formation? Just moving formation. Here it is. I'm actually gonna pull this in, play around with it a bit. So adjust moving formation. What does the documentation say how it works? Let's see. The idea here is that we give unit type IDs a fodder value, and this Python function works out which unit we want at the front to absorb. This works by returning a dictionary containing tags of the non-fodder units that need to move backwards behind the fodder and position they should move to. Don't use this when in combat. I think I understand. So I guess it's to kind of make sure that the units that should be at the back are the units in the back, and the units who should be at the front, the units at front. It looks a little manual though. It looks pretty manual. Not gonna lie. You'd have to know your army composition. Interesting. Okay. Well, maybe this is not what I wanted to use. I mean, there's a use for this. I just don't know how. I just don't know how this works. Unit fodder values. Establish how many fodder levels there are. Okay, never mind. I can see. You can create a little hierarchy if there is only one fodder level. So you set like a dictionary of all your units already. So you just create like, I guess, all unit type ID fodder value. And then you just pull from that dictionary. Okay, it's not the worst. This could be useful. We could use this. We'll get formations. I'm gonna actually put this in the roadmap. We're not working on this right now. We'll add this to the roadmap. Do we still have the roadmap? Okay, yeah. So let's add this to the roadmap. Or actually, let's add this as an idea to be explored. And you know what? If you're one of our members, you can certainly work on this. I'm actually accepting pull requests for those who are members and want to work on this bot. Don't let me work on it on my own. You could totally take this on yourself. Work on a section. All the member projects are groups, so feel free to submit. PR. To be explored. We'll just say like side adjust moving formation. So possible use cases like a movement out. Okay. I'm gonna put that in the board to look at later. That's not a today thing. We're gonna keep our goals in sight. We're gonna work on the same goal. We're not gonna get sidetracked. By the way, if you are a member as well and you're here, you should actually be in Discord with me and we can work on this together. Just saying. Okay, so let's talk about getting this let's get this formation working. What do we got here? Okay, position units in concave. So right now the way, oh, and I guess Dyson brought up we were actually looking at the printf video, which I might pull up again so we can look at it one more time, where let's see if we can pull it up. Plays RC2, and then it was concave? I'll pull it up in a second so you can see. I just want to make sure. Oh, found it. So we'll watch this a sec so we can have like a little bit general. Okay, so this is what we were looking at before. So we could do it where we move in as a group and we just pull back the center of the mass. So the middle units move to the back and the top and bottom units go to more to the left and to the right. We could actually maybe code this. And I don't necessarily know if that's easier, but what I think is interesting about doing it this way, rather than doing it like the main formation way that a lot of bot makers make, is that you actually pull the enemy units into an unfavorable position, which I think is much better. Now, I think we should probably look up like what's the optimum amount of units to do a concave with, because maybe it's not always best to do a concave. You should probably only do concave with an X amount of units that can perform it. I'm gonna actually do a quick chat. Oh, I can use ChatGPT here. Okay, let's do a quick ask of ChatGPT. Let's create a new one. StarCraft 2 or the concave. What is the optimum amount of units necessary to create one? Let's see if it knows. Oh, it's thinking a long time. Wasn't that big of a question. Maybe I should just ask Perplexity. Man, that's actually taking a long time. Oh, here we go. In StarCraft, concave refers to the formation where units are spread out to a curved line like a crescent to maximize, as opposed to a convex or clumped formation where few units can attack at once. Optimum number depends on the unit type, size, range, RQ1 to cover, and the unit spacing between For small units like Marines and Zerglings, a typical concave is 8 to 12 units wide before you start getting a second row behind the first. For larger units, Roach and Stalkers is usually 6 to 8, and the optimum is when all your units can attack at once with none blocked behind. For standard 180 arc path, the formula is roughly n equals arc length equals unit width. Ooh, we could use this. For most small units, this is about 10 to 12 units before you get diminishing returns. For larger... Oh, this is a lot of math. My brain is hurting. Hold on, let me think. So we could use this formula to decide whether or not we do a concave. So we could check. We could use this to check if we have the right composition amounts for units to do the concave waste. And then we can even process, hey, do a concave if you have the optimum conditions, which is good. So, and this, it makes it very flexible, this formula, whatever, like, you know, I'd probably have to think about how to make this formula like practical to think about, but because you'd have to do one for each format. Like you'd have to say, oh, if it's Marines and Marauders, this is the concave you can create, or you'd be like, oh, if it's actually, is that not the only thing we can create? Could you create a concave with Hellions? Maybe you could create a concave with Hellions. Yes, maybe. Yeah, you could create a concave with Hellions. I don't see why not. What else we got? So we'd have Marines, Marauders, Ghosts. Marines, Marauders, Ghosts. Where's the units? Is it? Oh, it's in Maine. Marines, Marauders, Ghost, Reapers. Technically could be counted in that. Hellions, Siege Tanks, Cyclones. Yeah, you could probably put Cyclones, Hellions in that as well. Yes, I would. You would want a different formation for Siege Tanks, obviously. But that's not where we're at right now. Okay, so what's this? So Marine, unit type, The optimum number of units for a concave is the number that can fit side by side in a single line along the arc, so all can attack. For small units, if you want to code your formula for your bot to calculate dynamically based on the unit type and arc, let me know. You're so helpful, ChatGPT. I actually would love to do that. I would love to do that right now, but I think I have to first get this formations thing working. So I'm actually gonna pin you. Can I pin this? Can I say like I want this as a... No, I cannot. Okay, that's unfortunate. So I'd like to actually come back to this. Yeah, okay. I could like... Can I rename this, chat? I cannot. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's first get this formations thing working, and once it works, then we'll like tweak it. So this is where we call it. If nearby enemies, so we actually should actually so I guess what we're thinking here is, do we want to form the formation prior? Do we want to form it for prior? Do we want to? I don't. Interesting. All right, so not interesting. Sorry. We should try to form the formation before. We should form the formation. Sorry. Once an enemy is in range, we should start making the formation, is what we should do. So we're actually going to get best of the both worlds. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get best of both worlds. We're going to actually, what we'll code in is that we will, what most bot authors do is they hit the formation first and then they move out. What we will do is we will move towards the enemy, and as we get to a certain distance, we will bend the formation out. And I think that should work. So I'll be able to still do individual units. We won't have to do like the human version of it, but we'll take advantage of the fact that the humans will form their formations ahead of time to bait the enemy into the perfect concave. So we'll do that. I like that idea. I just have to figure out how to pull it off. Okay, how is this pulling first? Let's go back through it. If nearby enemies closest distance and safe distance. Oh, so I actually started this here. If the enemy is nearby but at a safe distance, form a concave. Can we actually see if this is being called? Let's go print, forming concave. So let's see if this is getting called first. We'll make sure our conditions are working. If our conditions work, then we will just form the concave here, and then we should have put one here as well. We're actually have to call it quits shortly. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, it didn't trigger, so that's not good. Yeah, it's not triggering. Okay, so what we know is our concave. And also, guys, if you're watching, a couple things. This is a little good time to do a little shout out. So, if you are watching and you don't have a bot, you want to start a bot, exclamation mark template. Grab yourself a template there at the bottom, and then after that, you can grab yourself a ZergRush. I got a ZergRush template after that one if you want to get that started. Then, if you already have a bot, keep up with what's going on with my newsletter. This newsletter, I actually help you build a bot smarter by talking about some of the stuff that are like a lot of bot authors I think don't know how StarCraft works, and so I will impart the stuff I've learned merging StarCraft 2 and bot making, and like what I've learned, and then obviously ProBot stuff we learned from ProBots get incorporated in that, and that's to come. So sign up for that, and I can let you know, you get basically all that I learn, and we pick up insights from people that I've talked to about making AIs that play games and how they affect our world, and you get that. Meanwhile, we're not triggering the forming of the concave, so it's our conditions here. So if nearby enemies, why don't we just maybe get rid of these? Let's say see if we can trigger that. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Because ideally, if we can get the concave to like trigger, that might be good. Let's see if this will trigger. We'll have to call it quits after this, unfortunately, but Yes, okay. Oh shit, it worked. Yo, oh my god. It worked. Oh my god. Holy crap, it actually worked. Look at that. It's not like the perfect. It's like a weirdest concave you all see, but like, wow, it kind of worked. It's like super weird, but it's kind of working. Not the best concave, but we got something going on. Look at this. Look at this. Wow, wow, wow. It's not the best, but it works. Oh, okay, so they're not forming it. So it's fine. So like, they're not forming it. But we got it. We got the concave to work a little bit. It's kind of working. Look at that. Look at that. It's not like, it's not working, but like it's kind of doing it. Like you can see the movements, right? So the concave needs to go backwards. We just have to turn it around. But like tell me that wasn't kind of cool. Like, I'm really excited. I'm supposed to go. I have a meeting in 4 minutes, but I have to run that one more time. I have to run that at least one more time. It looks pretty cool. I'm pretty excited how that looked. And I really want to. Oh man, this is so cool because then. Oh shit! I got a notification. Okay. We'll run it one more time, and then I will have to like close this up really quickly. But I have to see it one more time. I have to see it one more time. It's so cool. Let's see this. And then we can hopefully next week have this like formula that will actually determine whether or not we should run a concave, which will be good. Oh my god, look how cool that is. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so freaking cool. Look at that. Oh my god, look at that. It's like we lost, but that's fine because it's so cool anyways. Oh my god, this is so fucking cool. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my god, it's so exciting. Oh my god. I actually am genuinely like ecstatic. No, I'm well aware it didn't work, but like the fact that they're moving into doing the concave is so cool for me. It's just like a matter of tweaking, really. Look at that. Oh my god. Next week we're gonna just like we're gonna just turn it around and it's gonna work. Cool. That was the coolest defeat I've ever. Oh shit. Okay, I have 1 minute. Okay. Woo. Okay, so we did a lot of concave playing. We learned about some formulas to use to help make good concave decisions, which was completely unexpected, but really cool anyways. And we're gonna use that next time. Next week we're gonna actually be reversing the arc in our concave. So we'll turn the concave arc around. We'll fix and tweak. We'll fix and tweak. And if you haven't yet, make sure you join up the newsletter where I actually will break down some of these. Like I'll actually put the formula and stuff in there, and I'll actually break down some of the stuff we've learned tonight. In the next newsletter goes up next week. So keep updated on like all the stuff we learn by joining the newsletter, !newsletter. Help you make your bots smarter, faster. So I'll share all the stuff I learned, and you can get that right there delivered to your inbox, so you don't have to do all the searching. And if you haven't, if you have not, if you don't have a bot and you want to get started a bot, !template, and you get started on your bot today. And if you're watching this in the VOD, check the description. All that stuff should be there. No need to look up the chat. So that's cool. Man, you guys are so awesome. That was so cool. I had a lot of fun. Obviously, if you're a member and you're watching this, you should actually be coming into the Discord so that we can do this together. Because this is I don't want to code these projects alone. And if you're a member and you actually can't make it to it, but you want to still help, you can still submit a PR request in the community. Go into the community forum, find the project, and then you can work on it and submit a PR request. But stay within the guidelines of what we're doing. So I won't. Obviously, let's coordinate what we're working on. Tell me what you want to do. Let's make this cool. Let's make this bot super fucking cool together. All right, guys. I will see you next week, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, on SC2 AI Assembly. Peace.